Hi, I'm Philomena, welcome to my channel. This video is going to show you how to make this retro arcade gift box. So this is the die set. And it's got your base to do the structure of the arcade game, and then you've got your small little decorative pieces and some sayings. It's a really nice set and really fun to work with. I've pre-cut all of my pieces that I need. And the first thing we're going to do is do the bottom base. So you will need these pieces here. And this is really super easy to put together. Okay, so you've got 5 squares, 4 of these shapes and 4 of these. And we're just going to glue, so one will be your base. And when you do a die cut, one side is good and one side is bad. I say bad, it's just not as nice and neat as this side. So I'm going to turn this round, not that it matters, this is going to go at the bottom. So it doesn't matter too much, but I'm going to do the bad side on the inside. And you just line this up here. Now the good thing about these is once you get the first one in the correct place, they all just work together. You see here you've got these angles. So these angles all just line up, and they'll line up all the way around. It makes it so easy. Just glue on one side. And again, just line that up with that angle and to the edge. And it just, yeah, perfectly lines up. So it takes all the guesswork out. You do the same all the way around. So I recently went to a birthday party and it was for 4 kids. And I thought, instead of bringing a card, I'm going to make them this gift box. Now, usually with children, and they just turned 6. So usually with children, they're not too interested in a card. So it can be really hard to, you spend a lot of time making a card and they're not really too bothered about it unless there's money inside. But I thought this time I'm going to make them this arcade gift box. And I put some chocolates inside. I got such good feedback. They absolutely loved it. And it just looks so fun. They can play with if they want to. So definitely from now on, kids' parties, I think they'll be getting one of these. So now I'm doing the sides of the base box. It's a box. And we just make sure that it's lined up there. And again, you just work your way all the way around. Okay, so now for these pieces. Again, it's got the score line in the middle. You just fold it. Actually, I prefer to do the bad side on the inside. And we're just going to stick these to connect each of the corners. So just glue one side to begin with. And again, you're lining up that angle of that joint piece to this angle, and it just helps line it up again. So just make sure that's flat at the top. Oh, and along the outside there. But once you've got it in place, then it's done. So what I do, I let that dry and move on to the next corner. And then after we can start connecting them all. Wrong way. So now that's done. And what you just do is just connect them to the other side. So glue on this side and close that in. You don't want to do these too tight either, because the top section is going to fit inside here. So don't do it too tight. Work your way around to close these all off. Okay, so now we're going to make the top half of the arcade game, and you've got this long piece here. We'll just fold along all of the score lines. And all of the glue tabs. So we have that done there. You've also got this back piece, and just fold down the glue tabs. Okay, so the first thing I would do, so you've got a number of sections here. There's a bigger one on one side and a smaller one on the other. So we're going to start with this one here, and that would join on to this back piece. So we'll just glue that together. Okay, so just lining that up. Okay, so now this is the slightly tricky part, but once you get used to it, it's fine. It's just getting these glue tabs in the right place to go around the front of this shape. I would start at the bottom. So the first one, because we know that the shape is going to go out, I would just pre-prep and I will just fold that one backwards. We're going to start, it doesn't really matter where you start, I'll start on this side, which is the one, this one. Okay, so I'll glue the first tab, tab number 1, and I'll just stick that on there. Now this part does need a little bit of patience. You just have to, if you just let that glue dry just a little bit before you move on, it's much easier and you don't risk the previous tab coming undone while you move on. So just take your time. Just make sure that glue gets a little bit more tacky. Okay, so I'm just going to move on to the next one. So you glue the second tab. And you stick that on to that side. Don't worry about the excess glue because it does dry clear, and that's if you use this one. This is the Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive Glue from Tonic Studios. It's just brilliant to work with. It's my favourite one that I use. Just giving that a moment. Now we'll glue the third tab. Oops, that tucks in there. Just hold that in place. So shall I let go there? Just hold that in place. Liquid glue would be the best to use on projects like this. So I know you can use like double-sided adhesive tape, but they don't last long in the long run. And this is easier to work with in the sense that you can move things around. Once you put the glue on, you move it around into position and then let it dry. So it gives you a bit more wiggle room. Now for the 1, 2, 3, 4th one. Put that into place there and hold. So this is where the control panel is going. This side will be the screen. So for the next part, we're not following it entirely to the shape. So if you look at an arcade machine, it does have a slight, what's the word? A slight canapé, a slight dip, a bit of a shaded area for the screen. So when you do this section, what I'll do first is I'll glue the tabs. I'll try and get my glue in there on that one. I'll do 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, this one, you want to line up. I was a bit confused with this part. You want to line up on that front part here. There. Oops. Right, let's try that again. I've got it in a better position now. That has to line up there. And everything else will just fall into place. Once you get this section in place, the tabs below it will just fall into place to where they should be. Just hold that down. Make sure the glue sticks. I can see a bit of glue here, so I'll just wipe that away. And then we can continue with the rest. This one goes in there. Again, don't worry about the excess glue too much. As long as you don't have an excessive amount of glue coming out, it'll be fine. It will dry clear. The next tab. Hold that in place. Now we're going for the last one on this side. There. So that's one side done, and don't worry about looking a bit wonky, because when you get the other side panel, it'll all fall into place. So I'm going to get started on that. So now it's got the slight shape. I can do a few at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that first. Now we're just going to hold that into place. There. And there you have it. That's your top piece to the gift box. And this will go inside of here. Like that. And there's also, actually what I should have done first is just lift this up slightly. Because this stops the top bit from going too far into the base. You see it stops there, and that's it. So now it's time for decorating. So I didn't want to bore you with all the cutting, so I've pre-cut a lot of the things here. I'm just going to go ahead and stick these in. Okay, so that's the bulk of it done. What I do still need to do is the control panel. So I'll show you how that's done. You've got these pieces. Oh, bear with me. Okay, so you've got the control panel, you've got your joystick, and then more controls in the middle. So I've got this mirror card for the main control panel. So I'll do this in the black and this in the red, and you have to do 2 of these. Okay, so I've cut these pieces. So with this one, there is 2 because they're going to go back to back. So you fold that outwards as well as this one. Oops. And you need to stick these together. So you want to make sure that the good side is on the outside. Just get some glue on there. And you just stick those together like so. So that's going to go in this section here. So I'm just going to do a bit of glue on here. Pull it through the middle. And there you have your joystick. Just press that down a bit. I'm going to stick this in the middle. Of here. And then, oops. And then for this, I'll just put some, actually I might do some red. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'll just stick that underneath. Oh, look at this one. Nope. So there's just a bit of glue there. Okay, so then glue this down. Onto here. So can you see that? And that is just such a lovely gift to give someone. I just absolutely love them. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was clear. I hope that you'll join me again. If you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps me to see how I'm doing, and it does help my channel. So if you want to know any of the products used in this video, I will link them below. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.